Hey everybody, good afternoon. It's Sunday afternoon and it's 2 p.m. You know what? Let me take out my fly glasses. So we're doing this on location here in Seguin, where I'm having a book signing this afternoon. Actually starts at 2 p.m. But you know me, if it's business, business first. So my son, my beautiful man-child, is watching over my table there where I'm doing my book signing. Hi, Ellis. And I'm here just hanging out, trying to do this Facebook Live. So I won't be able to do it on Ask Dr. Lulu, and I really won't be able to do it on anywhere else except in my personal page. So this is it. Good afternoon. How is everybody doing? Hi, Ellis. How are you? Zelda Okia. Hi. Susan Zuki. Hi. My mom is in the building. Hi. So good afternoon. We're going to talk about Gardisil-9, aka HPV vaccine, and why do I call it the seat belt shot? I think that's what I call it. Yeah. Seat belt shot. Okay, so first things first. So you have to bear with me. I'm in my car. I tell you, I gotta get an A+, a lot of loves and a lot of hearts for just always trying to show up and show out for this Facebook Live situation. Hi, thank you. She said I look fabulous. Okay, awesome. Girl, we gotta represent, black don't crack, So I am so happy to be here, all of you all. If you don't know me before today, my name is Dr. Lulu, the momatrician. I'm a national keynote speaker on child, teen, and young adult suicide, especially with regards to the effects of bullying on suicide. And I just try to, keep it real, 100%. I try to get all the parents, the teachers, and the entire village that it takes to raise a child to know the signs, to know what to talk about, what not to talk about, what to do, what not to do, but most importantly, just to keep you guys informed. Everyone is joining in, so I'm so excited. I'm going to get started. So we're talking about the infamous HPV, aka Gardisil-9, okay? So what is HPV, you ask? Oh, before we do that, if you're a parent, if you're a grandparent, if you know a parent, if you know a teenager, if you know anyone who should watch this little Facebook Live and who's going to gain something from it, please tag them right now before we get started. You don't want them to join us when we've almost finished, like some people do sometimes. So anyway, how was your Palm Sunday? My mom is watching. So how was your Palm Sunday, everybody? Just take a moment to tell me how it was. Passion Sunday. Oh my God, I just got an invitation to a youth conference. Yeah, I will be there. Let me tell y'all something. I'm going to talk about that later, but I am just so excited. 6 months ago when I quit my job and I said I was going to talk about child suicide, it was like, have you lost your mind? Are you crazy, girl? I even had so much talking that my ear, nose, and throat doctor had to put me on voice rest because of my voice. But let me tell you something. When I was a child, I used to talk too much. I used to get punished, beat up, sent to the office, sent to the library because I talk too much. But look what I'm doing. Look what God is doing with my voice. He's making me talk to people and change lives. So you know what? Bring it. Bring it. Yes, my mom says Palm Sunday was very wonderful. Thanks for asking. Thank you. And yes, I will take you up. My brother over there, Mr. Maine Colbert, I will take you up on that youth conference. I am there. And Miss Sierra Parker, I can't wait to be the guest speaker, girl. I'm so excited I'll be there. But, I digress. Let's talk about HPV. So if you have a child who goes to a good doctor, who is not an anti-vaxxer, they will tell you that when your child turns 9, they are old enough to get this weird vaccine called HPV. Like, what is HPV, you ask? Human papilloma virus. So virus means it is a virus. It's not a bacteria. It's not a fungus. People ask me, what kind of bacteria is that? It's not bacterial. It is a virus. It's a virus in the group of papilloma viruses, which they cause papillomas or papillomata, which is little growths on your vocal cord or in your mouth or your vajayjay or whatever. We'll talk about that later. But it also causes in women cervical cancer, and in men, yes, penile, genital cancer, anal cancer. So it is bad. It's a very, very bad virus. Now, whereas most people who get the virus, about 80 to 90, even maybe 99% of them can clear it. Their body will fight it and clear it out. But every now and again, you get about 1 to 3% of people who cannot clear that virus. Those are the ones we're talking about. But how do you know who's going to clear and who's not going to clear? And you know what's important? It can be years after you've been exposed to the virus before you even before you even start developing the signs. So that's the problem, because no one knows A, who's going to clear it, B, who's not going to clear it, C, how long it's going to be before you clear it. So now, thankfully, thank you, Jehovah, there's a vaccine which I call the seatbelt vaccine, and I'm in my car because I wanted people to know, just kind of do a demo. This is my seatbelt. So if you're watching me right now, when do you put on your seatbelt in your car? When do you put on your seatbelt? Is it when you start driving? Somebody answer me, please. When do you put on your seatbelt? Is it when you started driving, before you started driving, or when you reach where you're going? The answer is, hi Nana. The answer is you put your seatbelt on before you start driving. I remember my brother Chris, when he was young, in her garage. Thank you, Nana. Nana says in her garage, and that is before, exactly. You know what? I need you all to, thank you so much for the feedback. I love that. You put on your seatbelt before you start driving. And so if you hear what I'm talking about, I am pro-vaccines. So I'm sure you know where I'm going with this, right? So when then do you put on your seatbelt? If it's before, so Sierra says when you enter your car before, exactly. So when you enter your car before you start driving, you put on your seatbelt, right? And so when do you get HPV, which is the vaccine? When do you get it? As soon as you enter your car, exactly. My brother used to say he's not going to even start the car unless everybody in the car, including the back seat, were strapped down. And that's my brother Chris. He was a maniac like that. He's not going to even leave until everybody in the car is strapped. And that's the way it should be. And so be it with the Gardisil. Gardisil-9. I'll come to the name later on. But this HPV is transmitted through intimate contact. Intimate, aka sexual contact. Be it through your mouth, and I'm going to keep it real, y'all. If you don't want your little child to hear what I'm going to talk, because I'm going to keep it 100%, please send the child out, but I'm going to keep it 100. Because as a doctor, as a malnutrition, as someone whose best friend, one of my best friends, auntie died of cervical cancer, and because we don't know who's going to get it, I have to preach. So, it is spread by intimate contact with your sexual partner, be it through your mouth, through your anus, or through your vajayjay. So, hence, the virus is called HPV, hence it causes cancer in your mouth, in your vajayjay, or in your anus, or in your penis, depending on where the sex of the person that is watching me. But here's the beauty of it though. America, the world, science has found a vaccine that is effective against the top 9 viral strains of human papilloma virus that causes cancer. So isn't it a blessing? Just like a seatbelt is. Now, if you're smart and you're going to drive and your car has a seatbelt and you don't wear a seatbelt, are you really smart? Can somebody please give me an amen? Because you're not really smart. That's what it is. However, if you're smart, you put on your seatbelt. Now, that being said, just because you have your seatbelt on does not mean you're not going to get in a wreck. It doesn't mean that you're not going to, some crazy fool is not going to try to run over you or something, run the light, or be texting and driving, or you texting and driving. However, what the seatbelt does is it drastically reduces the 9 strains of it. Yes, ma'am. My mom is asking 9 strains. Yeah, there are 9 strains of, yes, my mom. There are 9, or rather, yes, ma'am. There are 9 strains of HPV virus, or rather HPV, that cause cancer. So yes, so what I was saying is, if you're smart and you're getting in a car and you're not putting on your seatbelt, you're really not that smart. 1, 2. Because the infection is caused by a virus that is spread through sexual activity, then you're not really smart. 1, if you're not using protection. And then number 2, you're not really smart if, for instance, you're between the age of 9 and 26, which is lucky, and you're able to get the vaccine, you know you're going to be sexually active, and then you don't get it. So, like I said earlier on, about 99% of people who get the vaccine who get the virus their body clears it. But every now and again, there's 1 to 3% of people who do not clear it, and they end up with cancer. Now, y'all know cancer kills people. It's the big C. It kills people. So there's no way around it. There's just no way I can tell you that something that can kill your child, I'm going to pretend that, oh, it's okay. No, it's not okay. And yes, I said the age of 9 because indeed, as early as the age of 9, you can start getting the vaccine. But majority of us pediatricians do not give the vaccine until the age of 11, or between 11 and 12 rather. Why? Because between 11 and 12, first of all, they are going into middle school. Second of all, there are other shots that you get, like the tetanus booster and other vaccines that you get at between 11 and 12 in the US, in the US, whereby it makes more sense that since you're getting these vaccines anyway, why don't you just get the HPV as well? So that's kind of why they decided to put it at that age. But indeed, you could start as early as 9. And between 9 to 26, you can pretty much be guaranteed that once you get that vaccine, you'll be protected. But going back to what I said about the seatbelt, is your seatbelt 100% effective? Can someone please respond to me? I'm going to wait. I'm going to give you guys 2 seconds to respond. Is your seatbelt, is anybody's seatbelt 100% effective? The answer is no. No seatbelt is 100% effective, and therefore the HPV or the Gardisil-9 is not 100% effective. However, would you rather drive? Felicia said no. Would you rather drive without a seatbelt just because it's not 100% effective? Or would you rather take your chances, put your seatbelt on, and keep on moving? And so that's what I'm talking about. So no, the vaccine is not going to protect you 100%. It can't. I don't know anything in the world that's going to protect you 100%. Even Jesus, our beautiful Savior, was not protected 100%. So no. And please give me some love if I'm making any sense. You know, I love the loves, I love the hearts. So basically what I'm saying is, no, it is not 100% effective, but I'll take my chances. And as y'all know me, I'm not going to preach what I will not practice. And so my 3 boys, all 3 of them had the HPV vaccine between 11 and 12. They all got the shot. And no, I cannot predict what's going to happen out there, but I can tell you one thing for sure. They're not going to be exposed to the virus and not be able to fight it. Because, like I said earlier on, boys can also get the virus. As a matter of fact, I'm so happy because at the beginning, it was only girls that were getting the vaccine. And then after a few years, they said, wait, who is the one that is spreading these viruses to the girls? You know? And then it came up that boys are the ones. So now boys can also get the vaccine. But boys get it up to the age of 21 and girls can get it up to the age of 26. So someone please write down for me that boys can get it up to the age of 21 and girls up to the age of 26. And by the way, if you're on my Ask Dr. Lulu or my Teen Alive, or if you have not liked my Ask Dr. Lulu page or joined my Teen Alive page, please join. It is a little safe place where we talk about things that affect teenagers and all the stuff that I talk about anyway. We post videos, we have discussions, we try to keep it as active as possible. If you don't know me yet, I am in school. It's a little bit harder for me to get all this organized, but in a month I won't be in school anymore, so I'll be able to engage a little bit more with all of y'all. But thank you so much for those who have joined. It's Teen Alive. There's a little girl with a word that says depression on my Teen Alive, and then you see my beautiful face in my Ask Dr. Lulu. So anyway, I was just digressing, but essentially my mom says no, but it depends on where the impact is more. I'm not sure what she was talking about, but essentially everybody gets the vaccine if you're aged 9 to 26 for girls and 9 to 21 for boys. Now that being said, there's some other people who may not necessarily be, and you know what? One of the things that a lot of my patients ask me is, Dr. Lulu or Dr. Ume, if I give my child the shot, does that mean that I'm not endorsing sexual activity? And I laugh and I put my drink down and I say to her, baby girl or sir, your child is going to engage in sexual activity anyway, right? Y'all know me, I keep it real. Your kid is going to engage in sexual activity anyway. And that's why when my boys are going off to college, the 2 that are in college, do you know what Mama Bird gives to them? Big old bags of condoms. Because I keep it real, okay? I keep it real. So I give it to them. I give them bags of condom and I say, son, I love you. I know you're going to do what you're going to do, but please be safe. Because I already gave them the HPV vaccine. But you know, even condoms are not 100%. Nothing is 100% in this world except abstinence. Now, we had a mother called Mary who did not have sex and had baby, Jesus. But that's kind of come and gone. So unless Mary is coming back into the world, if you ain't playing dirty, you're not going to get burned. So I'm saying the only 100% surefire way of not getting any kind of sexually transmitted disease is, or infection is, by abstinence. But we're not talking about that today. That's another day's topic. Essentially what I'm saying is, your child is going to be sexually active no matter what. Why don't you protect them? That's all. While you still can. Because when they get a little bit older and think they know it all and then they want to start doing stuff by themselves, that is when there's problems. Because then you have to kind of try to convince them, try to sell it to them. And by then sometimes the kids are like, Mama, I don't want that shot. But what would you do if you were a parent who said no to your child getting the vaccine when you could, and then your child ends up with cancer? Has anyone watching me seen that commercial called Mom, Did You Know? Anyone who's watching me who has seen the Mom, Did You Know commercial? It says it's about this boy or this girl who got infected with HPV, and then they came back and said, Mom, did you really know that there was a vaccine that you could have given to me when I was younger and could have prevented me from getting sick, and you didn't do it? And so that's the problem. I mean, I'm not saying, okay, Felicia has seen it. I'm not saying that your child is 110% protected, but 80 to 90%, 98% protected is not too bad. And that's why I say, let's give the shots. So let me give you guys a little bit of, so now you know why I call it the seatbelt shot, right? Because once you get in the car, before you start driving, you put on your seatbelt. When you turn 9, between 9 and 26, before you become sexually active, you get the HPV, vaccine. So that's why I call it the seatbelt shot, and I've called it that forever. No. Ellie says, yes, you're right. Abstinence does not protect against sexual assault. That is true. We're talking about consensual here. We're not talking about rape or assault. No. Indeed, that is, even babies get sexually assaulted. So, I mean, in that case, then that rules out everybody. I'm talking about consensual sexual activity, please, okay? But thank you for correcting me for that, because that is true. It's consensual only. I'm not talking about being raped or being molested, which is a whole different day's topic. Don't even let me get started. Maybe we're going to talk about that soon. So, if anybody has any questions, if you're watching me and have any questions, please feel free to type it down, okay? Now, what are the side effects? Because, everybody wants to know, well, what's it going to do? What's it going to do to my child? First of all, if you're a pro-vaxxer, you know that vaccines are 110, almost percent safe. And HPV vaccine is one of those vaccines that are almost 100% safe. Almost. Nearly does not kill a bird, so it's not 100%. Felicia said she was just going to ask that. Thank you. What are the side effects? So I guess my question back to you is, what are the side effects of any shots? Any shots that you get, first of all, there's pain. There's pine, right, at the site. And there's redness, and there's burning, and there's tenderness, right? That is true. That being said, specifically for HPV or for Gardisil-9, they found out that teenagers often pass out. Now, let me ask you a question. Y'all know teenagers, right? Don't they pass out anyway? So teenagers already have a tendency to pass out. They're dramatic and all that anyway. However, because of that passing out tendency, your doctor's office knows better, and they usually will act better. And what do? They make the child sit down or lie down to get the vaccine, and then they let them sit for another 15 minutes to observe them before they get up and leave. after they get the shot. So that is what we do to kind of combat that passing out. But y'all know teenagers be passing out anyway. That's how teenagers are. So I'm not even surprised that that is happening at all. But yeah, so that is one. So the main side effects are redness at the area, swelling, pain, some tenderness, you know, a lump at the site. They might have headache, nausea. But the main one is the passing out. Otherwise, no major side effects. And no, the vaccine does not cause cancer, okay? The vaccine prevents you from getting cancer. So no, it does not cause cancer. Because I had one mom ask me that a while back. I'm like, what? No, it does not cause cancer. So the vaccine may not protect everyone. I already mentioned that. Let me see, was there anything else? Yes, there's another special group of people that we like them to get the vaccine. Those are people that, let me see, I want to say men on the down low. Y'all need to get the vaccine. If you've ever had a reaction to the vaccine before, you should not get the vaccine. But men on the down low, please get vaccine. Felicia says, thank you for this talk. I've always been nervous about giving them to my girl. Listen, you need to give the vaccine. Having a heart condition is not a contraindication. Please give my blue baby the vaccine when she gets older. No. So the main contraindication is if you're severely allergic to yeast, you should not get the vaccine. If you've had an allergic reaction to the vaccine before, you should not get the vaccine. Other than that, anybody between the ages of 9 and 26 can get the vaccine. I mean, it's literally that safe. If you're a guy on the down low, please get the vaccine. Okay? If you're aged between 9 and 26 and you have not gotten the vaccine at all, please get the vaccine. If you're watching me and you're a young adult in college and you're like, oh, I didn't know that, maybe I didn't get it, ask your mama. If she said no, get the vaccine. Okay, everybody age. I wish they had that vaccine when I was young. I wish, because I got all my shots. But I'm so thankful that my kids were able to get the shots because it came on board in 2006. Well, actually, they had regular Gardisil, then they had Cervarix, and those two were kind of pulled out of the market for different things, but they definitely, Gardisil-9 came on the market in 2006, and it's been doing well since then. So, quick summary. HPV is called human papilloma virus. It is a virus that affects people who have intimate contact with their partners. It can cause papillomatosis, which is papillomas or little growths in your vocal cord, in your mouth, in your vajayjay, whatever. It can cause cancer of the genital area, of the anal area, of the mouth. This vaccine itself can protect you from that. No, it is not 100%, but neither is your seatbelt. And so I call it a seatbelt shot because you get your seatbelt, you put on your seatbelt before you start driving, and therefore you get your HPV vaccine or Gardisil-9 before you become sexually active. It has 9 of the most common viruses that they found that cause the cancer and those diseases. So it's important that if you are in that age group, if you're a mother of a child who's aged 9 to 26, please, I implore you, let your child get the vaccine. Tell them Dr. Lulu sent you. Y'all know I will never, ever lead you all wrong. So please tell your family, friends, and if they have any questions, I can answer most general questions on my Ask Dr. Lulu page. So just ask me a question, okay? Just ask me. I'll be glad to answer. That is for sure. Most people get the shots between 11 and 12 because that's when they get I call the middle school shots, so they get them at that time anyway. So make sure that when they go for their 11 to 12-year-old physicals, ask about the HPV, ask about the seatbelt shots. Oh yes, I forgot to mention, between 9 and 14, you get 2 doses only, and they found out that those 2 doses are enough. But after the age of 14, you get 3 doses. And they found out that 3 doses is what it takes to cover you after the age of 14. But before the age of 14, you get 2 doses only. So please ask your doctor, to check that for you. Let me see. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, if somebody is very sick, like they have meningitis or pneumonia or urinary tract infection or something really sick, they don't have to get the shot. But if they get better, when they get better, they can get it. And if they just have a mild cold, they can get it. So remember that, okay? So anyone can get the shot. If you're a little bit sick, you can still get the shot. But if you're sick, like pneumonia, you're in the hospital, please, you can't get HPV until you feel better, okay? But it's HPV vaccine. But once you get better, you can get the shot. Let me see, what else? And that's it. So, no, getting the vaccine does not make your child become sexually active. Raising your child right, teaching them to begin at the beginning what to do and what not to do, that's what's going to prevent your child from becoming sexually active. The vaccine is not going to do that. Y'all know I'm going to keep it real. So the vaccine has nothing to do with your child's wayward tendencies, right? But certainly it will prevent them from getting cancer. And I think there are very, very few, if maybe just this one vaccine that we know for sure that prevents cancer so far. So I want to give it a high five. It is amazing that we have something that can prevent you from having cancer. I mean, then why not just take that? That's one less thing to worry about. And that's actually, there's a commercial. So there are two commercials. One is Mom, Did You Know? And one of them is One Less. So your kid, by getting that shot, has one less thing to worry about. I just love that. I just love that. So thank you all so much for joining me. Give me a second. Let me say my thank you. You know how I do. So thank you to Elsa Losada Bete. Thank you so much for joining me. Sandy Loca. Hey girl. Thank you for joining me. Nabrika Kamaira. Thank you for joining. Samuel, my cousin, my uncle. Thank you for joining. Anjali Pundir. I will see you in India this year, girl. See, thank you for joining me. Javaris Clyburn. Thank you for joining me. Kalia Jackson, thank you for joining me. Marisa Del Bosque, wow, thank you for joining in. Myra Guzman, hey girl, listen, I'll be in Lancaster next month, Myra. Bring Sandra to come see me. This is my patient. And I want to see the little girl. Tiffany Kane, thank you for joining me. Wanda Cawthon, Spunky Sylvia, always in the building. Tessimia, my cousin's wife, wow, thank you for joining. Shirley Ovaye, thank you for joining me. Francesca, thank you so much. Nicole Andrade, I'll see you soon, girl. I'll be doing a talk. Awesome. Thank you for joining me. Nana Corsa, Madia Johnson, thank you for joining me, girl. Stephanie Tweedy, always in the building. Uzo Makachichi Enyuna, thank you so much for joining me, Uzo. Joyce Scott was watching me. Thank you for joining me. Sierra Parker, CG Bowser, CG. Make sure you bring my kids to come see me when I get to Lancaster. Go get your tickets, okay? Thank you all so much for joining me. Natasha Lee, such a supportive girl. Thank you for joining me. I'll be in the Carolinas. Come see me, okay? Chris Galadima, my friend, my brother, my poetic justice brother. Thank you for joining me. Maine Colbert, Rose Oguka, Mildred Carson. Thank you all so much for joining me. My mom, my #1 cheerleader. Thank you for joining me. Zelda Okia. Thank you, sister. Susan Zulki Hughes. Thank you. And of course, last but never ever the least, Miss Ellis Maxwell. Thank you for joining me. Thank you all so much for joining me. I really, really, truly appreciate this. If this video was of any good to you, if it touched your heart in any which way, please share it. Share it and keep on sharing it. I get a lot of love. The more you share it, the better. Okay? But before I let y'all go, you know what I always do? I got to tell you where I'm going to be. So on the 18th of April, I'm going to be at McDormand Elementary School. I'm going to be talking to those kids about you know what. I'm going to be a presenter at their multicultural day. I'm going to come in my African regalia. I'm going to sneak in anti-bullying talk in there. You know, you got to take the opportunity anytime you get one. 4/27, I'll be the guest speaker at the Quinning in My Purpose. If you live in San Antonio, Miss Sierra, girl, I'm going to be in the building. We're going to keep it real. May 11th, I'm going to be in Lancaster, South Carolina. We're going to do what I'm calling Dr. Lulu's Youth United Against Bullying Day Camp. A lot of words, but just bring your kids in. Let's talk about bullying. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. So Dr. Lulu's Youth United Against Bullying. Or you can just call it Parenting Your Teen. It's the same thing. Okay? And then May 18th, I'll be graduating. So y'all, if you're in San Antonio, come join me at UTSA. We're going to have a ball. June 27th, I'll be speaking in Washington, D.C. with the incomparable, the one and only Miss Chimamanda Adichie. You don't want to miss it. Get your tickets. Come hang out with me. July 13th, I'll be having my event in Dallas, Texas. July 13th, my Parenting Your Teen conference. So if you live, Parenting Your Teen workshop. So if you live in Dallas or in the Dallas area, please come join me. And of course, July 20th, I'll be doing my anti-bullying event here in San Antonio. So thank you all so much. I gotta go do my book signing thing. Thank you so much for the love. It's always a pleasure to join you guys on Sunday afternoon. Everyone, please be safe. And remember, parenting is hard, but it is the best thing that you ever did. So go and make me proud. Peace out.